Alright, welcome back to the channel. I have managed to get out here. Obviously I'm still leaving the paint to dry, so as you saw in the last episode where the silver metallic base coat went on, that's only had sort of 2 days so far, so I'm leaving that to dry for a bit longer. Couple of bits on the bench today. I want to try and save, well, that's the original fuel tap. It's in quite a state, needs stripping down, cleaning through. I'll see if I can save it. Probably run it through the ultrasonic cleaner. The other bit that needs doing is the rear hub. This should be a polished finish. It was sprayed black some time ago, just purely, this was actually done by myself. This was purely just to keep it, try and preserve what's underneath. So it's now come to a time where this needs to be stripped off. So that's 2 of the jobs today. We'll see how time goes and see what else gets done, but I want to try and fill in and get as many little jobs as I can done. So we're going to start on the fuel tap. As I say, this hasn't been, I've never even touched this, so I don't know if any of this is going to come apart. Bolt head on there. Let's get some gloves on first. Surprising, that's quite loose. Yeah, that's pretty disgusting. Right, let's see if I can get that rubber O-ring out. Alright, whether I can get that gauze filter out is another matter. Yes. Alright, so that's the filter. Yeah, that's pretty well caked in there. But that seems to be everything that will come out. So next job to be will be get the ultrasonic cleaner up and running, fill that up, put some fluid in it and some water, or cleaning solution I should say, and then we'll drop these parts in and see if we can clean them up. Which does seem to break down quite easily. There's the state of it. That's got a split in it. Just there, so that's going to have to be replaced. That I should be able to clean. Not sure what that's from, but that fell out. And then the small screw, spring. It's possible it actually fell out, broke off of there. So it's possible that was attached. Not a good sign. Might be able to save it. So I'll get the ultrasonic cleaner ready. Right, so the ultrasonic cleaner's up to temperature. I'm just going to run them couple of parts through while waiting for the cleaner to actually heat up. I've actually ordered as that washer and that washer, and also, I don't know if you can see, I need to take that off before it goes in. There's a washer or an O-ring just around the actual petrol cap lever, so that needs to come off. So these three I've actually ordered while I was waiting for that to heat up. So I just need to take that O-ring off. I'll run it through a 15-minute cycle. That's at 80 degrees. And then we'll have a look, see how they've done. Probably run it for a second 15-minute cycle. Right, so that's had its first 15-minute cycle. So I'll take these out, pop them on the bench, give them a quick rub down, wash them off in water. And then you should be able to see them a bit better. I'll probably stick them in again. It looks like they could do with another 15 minutes, but we'll take off this first. So let's get these out and on the bench. Right, so I'm just going to give them a quick wipe round. As you can see, there's already flakes. It's actually starting to lift the grime out of it. Right, I can go back in again. Again, started lifting it, a few more bits in there. As good as you can see, it's just flaking off. It's lifted quite a lot off on its first pass. So I'm going to stick these back in the ultrasonic cleaner, give them another 15 minutes. Right, so the ultrasonic cleaner's just finished its second cycle, so I'm going to do exactly the same again. Take them out of the ultrasonic cleaner, into the tub of water, give them a brush down, and then I'll dry them off, and then we'll see what they look like. Right, so that's what they look like. There's a little bit still left inside there, but that's had 2 runs through the ultrasonic cleaner, then cleaned off in the water with a stiff brush. Overall, come out really well. A few bits in some of the areas it's difficult to get into, so I was going in with like a small Stanley blade. Overall, come out really clean. Now set up the wire wheel. I'm just going to give him a light rubbing on the wire wheel, but just using this edge, not this firm edge. So it will be a case. Get it going. Just to see if I can smooth this down a bit, give it a light polish. So I'm going to carry on with that, do the other pieces as well. Turn out for a minute, it's a bit noisy. Carry on with this and I'll show you the results at the end, because this is quite noisy as well. It's not as bad as the ultrasonic cleaner. I have been working on the hub as well. That hasn't really started. I'm going to have to go in with paint stripper with that one, so that may have to wait, and I'll update at a later time. But I'm going to soak that in paint stripper and see what happens. Try and get it back to the metal. But as I say, I'm going to carry on with this and I'll show you the results. That's how they've come out. I haven't really gone for a ultra polished, just a clean. I say that was run under edge of the wire wheel and then finished up with some wire wool. So pleased with how that's come out. Obviously the options I did have, I could have repainted it. I can take it down to a mirror polished, but I think that looks a lot better. Obviously I've got the filters to go in, the O-ring when they turn up. Much better than what it started out like. So as I say, as soon as the O-rings turn up, I can get that excuse me, I can get that rebuilt. Obviously there's the O-ring to go inside the bottom casing here and the filter, and there's an O-ring to go inside on the tap, and then obviously there's the long rubber seal that goes in that gap which connects it to the tank. So for now that's just going to sit where it is. I've started on the actual hub This is going to take longer than I expected, but then I suppose most things do. I want to get the paint stripped off and also remove the circlip inside and pull these bearings out one each side. As soon as I've got it stripped down, I'll run it. It does just fit up to about here in the ultrasonic, so I can keep turning it round. So as soon as I've got all the paint off, I'll run it through the ultrasonic a couple of times. We'll get these bearings out as well, but that's more than likely going to be following on to the next episode. Right, join me a couple of days later after shooting the initial video where we actually cleaned up all the parts of the petrol tap, cleaned up the bolts. I'm going to leave it as the silver finish it is. I'm not going to polish it. It does look quite good the way it is. The actual seals have actually turned up. So below is the old ones that came out, and there are the replacements. So we're going to fit these in, and then that will just about wrap it up for this episode. Right, so the filters all been cleaned. That pops in and sits on that little raised bit in the middle. Now for the seal that fits in the lip. And then the cap. Also cleaned up the little screw that fits in the bottom there. So the spring, alright, first of all I need let's move them old washers to one side. Alright, there's a washer obviously that fits inside there, which is this one. Push that into position. Spring goes in the middle. And then push the lever back in. Right, that was easier said than done. It didn't go back in properly, so I've just lubricated the outside. That's better. So that's gone in as far as it will. Now I just need to get a screwdriver and screw that in. And that works. Reserve, off, on. Obviously the last seal is the one that fits in here before it goes into the tank, and then obviously the bolts. Obviously it's not going back on yet, so I'll leave that seal to one side. Just pop the bolts through. Right, so that's it on the fuel tap. The actual rear hub, I'll leave the paint stripper on and keep stripping that through, so hopefully I can get onto that. Last thing I want to show you before we go is, well, the paintwork. There's going to be a delay on the paint. I don't know what's happened. I'll show you what I mean. It's not good. I'm going to have to re-rub everything back down again, which is a real pain because I really wanted to get onto the candy. People are were looking forward to me getting onto the candy. I was looking forward to it, but I'll show you the problems I've got. Don't really know what else to say, but I'll show you what I mean. Right, I've actually put it back on the bike. If you can see, there's loads of dirt. And the side panels, it's just cracks. It's like dust hairs. There you go, hope you can see that. And that's just full of scratches. This side panel is the same along the edges. There's more cracking. It's a shame the tank actually didn't, there's a little bit there. Didn't actually come out too bad. All that's going to have to be addressed. Again, more cracking. Right, so thanks for joining me on that one. As I say, it wasn't very, well, I would say it wasn't very productive, but as I say, at the moment, the fuel tap, really pleased with how this has come out. I'm going to carry on with the paint stripping. It's a laborious process which you all know about, so I'm going to do that behind the scenes, run it through the ultrasonic cleaner once I've got as much of the paint off as I can. That should finish it off, then I can brush it down in the water as I've always done before, and then we can carry on, get that rubbed down, get that polished up. Any comments in the comments box below. There's also a link to my Facebook page if you want to pop across, say hello. There's other people on this. I'm trying to create some sort of, it's almost like a forum, just to get people talking, get swapping ideas, etc. It's growing slowly, it takes time. These things don't just spring up overnight, some do. But as I say, it's getting there, the followers are coming, which I'm most appreciative. Also, I want to say a big thank you to my patrons. I'm sorry I haven't mentioned you in the past few episodes. I really appreciate all your help, all your support. Your help, it does help with paint stripper, paint, etc., sandpaper, wire wool. It buys me all the little essentials that I need, so I really appreciate your help. Thank you so much. But as I say, that just about wraps it up. So join me again in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.